silkiest voice in the land. Who's the dude behind this hot podcast? He's letting his guests recline, he's prepping the place, and got a lot of time to put a smile on your face. So turn up your speakers, lock it on your crispiest shoes. Welcome everyone, now let's find out what it do. What it do with Jabari and Darius? Hip hop, video games, topics that turn on the brain. What it do with Jabari and Darius?
What it do, y'all? This video, we're doing something I think is gonna be really fun. I think it's gonna be really cool. We're going to start matching rappers to video game franchises. Before we get into like the rules and all of that, let me introduce who I got with me. We got Julian. We got Nico Raimont.
It is so good to see all of you ugly boys today.
And we got Darius Modes. What's poppin', bro?
Man, we medium ugly out here, bro. You know, medium.
Beautiful.
medium
You're beautiful.
ugly
You're beautiful.
Not the ugly nonetheless. That's crazy.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
But yeah, as I stated, we're gonna be matching rappers to video game franchises we feel best match who they are. So whether it be, I don't know, acclaimed rapper Nico Raimont matches up with Lollipop Chainsaw. Aesthetically, that's who he is. Everything like that. Just sort of, that's kind of how we're going with the rappers. What we're working with Drake, we're working with Kendrick Lamar, working with J.Cole, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, and Tyler the Creator. So if you guys have nothing else you want to say, we could just get into it.
Yeah, bro. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. This is gonna
All
be
right,
interesting.
let's get it popping. All right, let's start this thing off right somewhat. We're going to start with Drake.
Get him out the way now.
Yeah, for real.
No,
All right.
Drake, more like fake.
Oh shit!
Can we kick him? Can we kick him from the call?
Shots!
How do we get this out? Can we get this guy out here?
The OVO's not gonna load that one. See, the OVO's already kicked off,
OV
bro.
ho,
We don't want
Tell
him to
you.
load
The like to dislike ratio just dropped.
Okay,
This is
I
the
had
most
three.
clicked off time.
I had three. I had
Uh-huh.
3 games.
Started
games.
off, Mr. Grainz,
Alright.
Mr. Jules.
All right. So I'm gonna say the 3 games, and I'm gonna say why I picked these 3. So
Shoot.
I'm gonna say Mario, Call of Duty,
Okay.
or Mortal Kombat. Now here's why I say that, right?
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
general, look, take out the fact that Drake just like got cooked alive, right? He
Mhm.
be dropping shit all the time, and for the most part, it be good, fun, or just fun enough to get it, right?
For the most part,
And
Yeah.
most of the time, it's evergreen for most people. I mean, I still listen to Nothing Was the Same. I still listen to Views. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to Scorpion. You know what I'm saying?
You listen to
Like
Scorpion?
shit.
That's a take.
I
Go
still
ahead,
listen to
continue.
Scorpion.
And
Look,
Views.
hey, look, they
Ugh.
got.
Ugh.
You don't like Views? Yo, 2016 was crazy. Regardless,
good.
I feel like
Nah,
his music is so mainstream. Like everyone's gonna at least give it a listen, kind of vibe.
It's mainstream friendly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's safe.
It's safe, it's friendly, and at the same time, you know, in Mario fashion, why I lean more towards like Mario or Call of Duty is it's always gonna be max price, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they know that you go into it for that. You know what I'm saying? You going,
Mhm.
you know, you gonna, if you're gonna listen to pop hip hop, you're gonna start with Drake.
What did Mos Def say? It's shopping music.
Yeah,
It is shopping
yeah.
music.
I mean,
That's my take.
I mean, for me, like, I'm with you, but more on the Call of Duty front.
Mhm.
I always
too.
kind of,
Me too.
I feel like Drake's one of those guys where it's just kind of like, he is, you know, he's the popular guy, you know, he's the cool one. He's what the cool guys like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just like your run of the mill player. Your run of the mill gamer is playing 2K and they're playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, if your parents are buying you a video game system and they don't know what the fuck you play, they're probably gonna buy Call of Duty just because.
Because it's popular. People know what it is. I think that's perfectly fine for Drake. I think even with each Call of Duty release, whether people are like, "Oh, this shit's gas" or "This shit's freaking terrible," it's still mildly successful for the most part.
Mildly for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely
Yes,
agree
sir.
with the Call
Yes,
of Duty
sir.
because it's like if you look at the original Call of Duty franchise, or like
Yeah.
World
Shit
at
was gas.
War, Black Ops 1,
Black
It was a
Ops
different
Modern
Titan,
Warfare
bro.
series.
It was a different Titan.
Like the way that hit is kind of the way that Drake's original albums were hitting on the scene. But now with all the Call of Duty games and all the Drake albums that he's dropping, like it's just been going down lower and lower and lower. The player count's been going down. The listen count has been going down for Drake as well.
I also think the novelty has definitely decreased since that point, and I sort of want to double down on what you're saying, Darius, because like I feel like a lot of Drake fans are still holding on to that like Take Care album and still holding it up as this like mythical once in a lifetime thing that he's gonna get back to it. This new one, he's gonna get back to that Take Care shit. And I feel like Call of Duty is that sort of same thing. Like, oh, this next one they're gonna do like Modern Warfare 2 again. It's gonna be the next Modern Warfare 2, and it's like if you look at the timelines, like Take Care is 2011, Modern Warfare 2 is 2009, and so that's the sort of timeline with which the release rate and the quality drop, that sort of graph, I think they match up pretty well. And also the novelty has like really decreased because when like Call of Duty was sort of burst on the scene, it was, and feel free to correct me if I'm speaking out of my ass here, but it was kind of like the first of its kind and kind of an innovator in that sense. And now, and similar to Drake, and now is just like imitators on imitators, and the Drake sound has kind of been co-opted by like everyone making R&B right now. And I think it's similar to like Call of Duty, where everyone is trying to follow that same kind of FPS style.
Trying to follow the same method, for sure.
Which is funny because I kind of think Drake's kind of a trend hopper. But hey, that's another conversation.
Also true. Also, hey,
Also
hey,
true.
we could get into it. This video could be 3 hours, bro.
He literally hopped on dance hall and like, didn't hop off. That's just
He still hasn't apologized to Drum, bro.
Yo. But I think, but that's why I'd like to, well, I don't know, because that's why I also kind of related him to Mortal Kombat, because I feel like there was a point in which he was falling off, and then he said, I'm gonna start trend hopping, and then he did, and he got better. But then, you know what I'm saying, it just became everything just came after. It's just like, yeah, this is cool, but like I'm only gonna listen to this now.
Yeah,
never again.
It's
You know
nothing
what I'm
that's been like playlist sticking. He's just been like, here's an album, and you listen to the album, and then you're just like, cool.
Yeah, that came out,
Never listened to
Yeah.
it again.
He put it out. He put it out.
He dropped
For all my
another
dogs for
album.
real,
Tight beat, bro.
I think
So
we
Call
can
of
all
Duty.
like, yeah, I'm gonna say we're all kind of like in agreement with Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right, well, damn, we read them like a book. Cool.
Yeah, that one was too easy.
Yeah.
We gotta start off easy.
True.
All right, so
This one's gonna
Drake's
be fun.
done. Drake's COD. Next on our list we got Nicki Minaj, Queen of the Barbs.
This one was probably the toughest one for me, to be honest.
Now, I got a weird one for her. I don't know about you guys, because I think she's gonna be the one that we're the most divisive on.
I can see that.
Yeah. But if I'm gonna pick anybody for Nicki Minaj, and I'll explain my reasoning. Nicki Minaj is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ooh. That's a take.
That's so funny because I'm on the other side of that coin. But you go ahead, Jabari.
No way. And the foreshadowing with coin too. All right. But yeah, for me, I think Nicki and Sonic kind of like, at least like career wise, just kind of work together. Let's look at Nicki, like when she's first coming up, when she was full Barb back in like the 2010s, when the whole Young Money Cash Money Collective was going full off riff. You know,
full steam back then.
Yep, pretty unstoppable. Very strong. She's undeniable. She's still undeniable. You know, kind of certified. Like, listen, I understand, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But yeah, there was definitely a lull at some point with Nicki, where the music just wasn't hitting the same. You know, she was trying different stuff. They weren't working out too well. And it just kind of got to the point where it's like, people respect Nicki because she's Nicki.
Yeah.
But I think that's all it is. I think it's kind of more the fact that if Nicki's coming out with an album nowadays, it's mostly just the core audience of Nicki fans that are going to like be going crazy on it.
But even then, that bag is pretty deep. Pretty solid.
Yeah, and outside of that, it's not too much. Kind of like with the Sonic fans. We kind of with Sonic fans. Sonic comes out with a new game. You know,
I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone's hype. Mostly the Sonic fans are hype. That's about it. Sonic sells enough with his fan base. That's about it. And I think Nicki's just for her fans at this point. She's still legendary, such as how Sonic is still legendary. But there is an obvious fall from grace. And that's my TED Talk.
You make a compelling case. I see it very clearly. But I'm gonna pivot a little bit, Jabari, because I couldn't decide on a specific franchise, so I went company for this one.
Interesting.
So I think Nicki is Nintendo. They're both bright, colorful, peak in their prime, maybe even a little bit scary to the competition, you know? I think they've both birthed many imitators. But they've never been duplicating. And like even though like to this day they both, Nintendo and Nicki, they keep shoveling out product, the consistency with which that product and has gotten less and less, or I guess the consistency of the quality of that product or the content or whatever you want to call it has gotten less and less consistent over time. And like they still put out bangers, you know, Nintendo and Nicki still put out bangers. They still put out hits, songs that are doing numbers commercially, songs that are doing numbers critically. Same with like games that are doing numbers commercially and critically. But it's not at the point that it used to be. And I love Nicki and I love Nintendo, but also I think they're both hella trifling, and I think that's really why I've connected them, because Nintendo will hit you with that motherfucking cease and desist, and Nicki will get on a Twitter sphere and get mad at every fucking new rap
Queen
girl that
Radio.
comes out. Yeah, Queen. Like, what's that shit with the fucking
the slaves?
The freedom! And so, like, I think the way they handle their business is similar in that they don't put up with shit that honestly they should kind of put up with at this point because they're on top. And so it's so funny that you say Sonic, because I'm sort of on the other side of that.
The other side of the Olympic Games.
yo, say it,
the
bro.
Winter Olympics, bro.
They gotta port that Winter Olympic game, bro, to the Switch, bro,
Heck
from the Wii.
For real.
Please.
But Jules, Darius, any?
We want to go first? You want me to go?
I mean, honestly, like I couldn't like think of any games to compare her come up to, because when I think of Nicki and I think of Barbs and the Barbs that I know in the video games they play, all I could think about is The Sims, to be honest.
Wow.
Like
That's real as fuck.
But it's not even to like compare her music and everything to the game. I'm more so comparing the fan base. And honestly, Nicki too, because if Nicki's playing a game, I feel like it's gonna be The Sims.
Sims wasn't my choice, but I did look up like what girls are playing because of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Sims is like the girls are. That's the
Sims is top thing. Sims teaching these girls how to mod. Like,
yeah.
Yo, Sims teaches
the mods in that game is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I had an idea that was similar to Jabari and Nico, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a different thing.
Capcom.
Halo.
Presents.
Here's why.
Honestly,
Interesting.
Here's why. I think
Darius is going to be the one you have to convince on this one.
I think in the industry, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people they basically make female rappers the Xbox of hip hop, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're
That's
kind
so
of
real.
like,
You're so real
you
for
either
that.
like them or you don't, right? But you know who put it on? You know who made games like Gears of War and Fallout like really blow up? Halo, because that's what brought people to play Xbox in the first place. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And like I feel like, yeah, there's like a lull and shit like that, but every time a Halo game drops, I mean, there's a reason they're still dropping. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't even think I know any more Xbox players. They still dropping. So like, I think Nicki Minaj is definitely like the Halo of the Xbox female rapper game. You know what I'm saying? Like she really put it on for them. Now we got so many busting out the seams that people sideline Nicki. You know what I'm saying?
Got a whole
People
team.
go
of
out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But that's my take. I feel like for both reasons. Plus, I had somebody else for Sonic. We'll get to that. But I think for both reasons that you know what I'm saying, like that the games came out, they were strong in the beginning. In the end, they're kind of like okay, but the fan base is what keeps it alive.
And to this
But
day,
also,
the fan base still looks back and like, dang, I loved Halo 2 so much.
I think
dang, I
Halo
loved
2
King
was the
Tate.
best.
Like,
Yeah.
that's really
What's
how
funny
it
is that argument can be made for every single thing we present.
Every single thing.
Because Sonic is like,
Except
yo,
Sim.
the next
I was
one
gonna-
is Adventure 3, bro. The next one is
I would
Sonic
say,
Adventure
like,
3, bro.
I would say like Darius, with that thought process with them, like looking back, being like looking at the good old days or whatever. I think it's less prevalent with Nicki fans. She could put out absolute doo-doo water, and I think they'd eat that shit up.
and they eat it up. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
she has.
Shout out to Bigfoot.
Shout out
Yo,
Bigfoot, bro.
facts.
But
I don't know.
Low-key Darius' anthem. Not gonna lie. But,
Oh, I mean, I've probably listened to that
let's not.
song like
Let's not,
once.
I won't get that started.
You don't want to.
But I just feel
Let's
like
keep it civil.
I see your thought process on Halo. I see it, but I think the looking back part, I think that's kind of where it falls apart for me. Because again, I think her fan base is into everything she throws out,
Mm.
whether it's good or bad. Again,
I mean, yeah,
I bring up
they
Sonic.
still play. They
They are
play Halo
critical.
5.
Hmm?
They're still playing the
They still
newest
play
Halo.
Halo
That one's a
5.
live service game. They getting live serviced for like the last couple of years, so they still
Mhm.
there. The fan base is still there playing the
Mhm.
Halo, but
Mhm.
they're playing it and they're
It's
like,
like begrudgingly,
yeah, and they're like, I might as well just go play the Master Chief Collection and play
Mhm.
Halo 2.
Type
But,
beat.
like-
I would. Here's my thing. I would be more willing to defer to like Nintendo type beat, only because even though they dropped like the trilogy shit with all the old like classic ones like 64, Sunshine, and all that shit, I don't hear a whole lot of Nintendo motherfuckers complaining about wanting to play all the old games because they got these new games coming out that are still fire.
I kind of think like the thing is for me, like I feel like choosing all Nintendo is a little cheating.
Mario,
Just a little bit.
Mario, we could do Mario.
I mean, you could do.
But
I mean,
at
I
the
guess
same
you could
time-
do Mario. I guess.
But
you
that's
could do
what I would
Mario
defer to.
specifically.
I
do
compare, but if there's any Nintendo game now that I'm thinking about it, I'd say Pokemon.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a lot
gonna
better.
be my.
There we
that was
go.
gonna be
That's a
my
lot
better.
Pokemon.
That actually
that's
makes a
more
lot
in-
of sense.
That's more in line with her
Mhm.
aesthetic too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the
Definitely
fan
Pokemon.
base still thinks Pokemon's good, even though Scarlet was just like mid.
Mhm.
They're always
I
talking
haven't
about
even
the
finished it, bro.
Gen 1, Gen 2. They're like, oh, those were the games. Those were the games. They're going back to it.
Mhm.
And like
They
the
still
core
play it.
fan base still plays it. And then like the people on the outside still try to get back into it, but it's hard because it's
And-
not like it's inclusive.
I'm
and
actually
Pokemon-
really down with that one. I'm actually really down
Pokemon
with
is
that one.
going back and like continues to reference Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 and is like constantly finding ways to like shoehorn them into new games. And Nicki has gotten to the point where she's like sampling herself. and like doing lyrical callbacks to herself. I think
Nickiception.
Nicki's.
And Pokemon do the same shit when they do the fucking the battle royale, and you got like all the different champions from the different games and shit.
Hey man, Pokemon Unite Fire. I be playing that shit hella. That shit is fun as hell.
My favorite one is Pokemon White too, but that's just me. I think yeah.
I was gonna say we do gotta come to a consensus.
Pokemon.
So I think our options are between what we got. We got Halo, we got Sonic, we got Pokemon,
Sims,
and Sims.
I can guarantee you that like 100% of her fan base plays The Sims, but that's not what this podcast is about today. So I'd say
this isn't
Pokemon.
a sociology podcast.
I put my vote in for Pokemon too. I'm not.
Me too. I can see it. One thing I will say, both Nicki and Sonic both have attitude. Just gonna say that. Just gonna throw that out.
Listen,
and like Sonic, they don't chuckle.
But
facts. I think the Sonic comparison does work for Nicki.
Mm-hmm.
But I have someone else in mind, and when we get to him, I'll tell you.
All right, for sure. All right, so moving on now.
Yeah.
We got J.Cole.
Ooh.
Big J.Cole.
Big two.
I think I could start this one.
Go right ahead.
Let's go.
So, another person that he was probably the second toughest person for me, and I kind of just left him at like Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
It's super chill. If you just at home at the crib with a blunt, you chilling, like you can play some J. Cole. You can play some Minecraft.
You spitting, bro.
It's super lighthearted. Like you don't see people online fighting about the game. I mean, you don't see people fighting about J. Cole online. They're more so trashing him because of prior events. But before prior events, like it was J. Cole.
I mean,
like,
even after prior events, people get off their Twitter high horse and go listen to Forest Hills. For real, and shit, so.
Like the same way you just see J. Cole walking down the street. Oh shit, that's J. Cole. Is the same way you see somebody playing Minecraft. Oh, Minecraft, love that game, classic. Can't even hate on it. Like you can't even hate on it. That's really the comparison there.
No, I get that for real. Cause like my thought process behind it is kind of the same kind of vibe, where it's just like J. Cole's just chill as hell, And my mind instantly went to Animal Crossing for J. Cole. Mostly because Animal Crossing, out of all the games that I played, Animal Crossing is the most chill. It is the most vibe of you're just kind of just going through life, just kind of just enjoying the game for what it is. You go in there, you vibe, you collect your little bells, you collect what's it called? You dig up shit, all that kind of stuff. You're just enjoying the time there. But I like what you're saying more about Minecraft. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Even though I think the quintessential chill game, I think it is Animal Crossing.
But he's not just chill though.
Animal Crossing isn't that only on Nintendo? Like
just because it's only on Nintendo doesn't mean it's not an option.
But it's only chill for the Nintendo players. Everybody else, they was chilling with the Minecraft.
Also,
I'm on your side. I'm actually leaning more towards that.
Animal Crossing is also on an aesthetic level, I think, too cutesy to be J. Cole. Mm-hmm. Though I do hear what you're saying, Jabari, and
you're right. The dark and grittiness of Minecraft, I forgot.
it's not even the dark and grittiness. It's just like the like beige, like earthy tones feel more aligned with J. Cole's.
Plus they got creepers. They got creepers.
You calling J. Cole boring, buddy?
Yes. Kill people.
Yeah, and even more so on the boring talking point, like. Minecraft is boring.
Facts.
Like it's not that it's completely if it were boring, you wouldn't be playing the game.
You gotta have an angry mob outside your house right now, Darius.
In gaming sense, it's boring. You can hop on there and just go on creative mode and just build. Mm-hmm. Like you don't even have to really play the game. You just
you hit that third hour and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go like brush my teeth.
I'm gonna go build myself a house.
I'm gonna go play Pokemon and Call of Duty.
Facts. Boom.
Jabari, you do need
Yeah.
like a sample pad because we need explosions and vine booms in this fucking podcast.
I'll see. I'll be looking through. I'll be looking through. I'm gonna see what I can find.
Facts. Who are you?
It'd be a
Nico?
lot easier if I
Which
could
one
make
you
someone
got?
else the host. It'll make it a lot easier for that. But yeah, so is our general consensus J. Cole is Minecraft?
Yeah, I was gonna say Stardew Valley, but that has a lot of words, and J. Cole doesn't read, so that doesn't apply.
I'm leaning towards Minecraft, but I do want to make my case
Please.
for Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
What the fuck?
Angry
No.
Birds. Hear me out.
Let him
Ninja,
cook.
baby.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
So Angry Birds, right? Angry Birds came out. Shit was hot. Everybody loved it. Got features and a whole bunch of shit. Got movies. Got all that shit, right?
Mhm.
It also inspired. It inspired. You got games on your phone, and I'd like to think that J. Cole put on a lot of motherfuckers in Dreamville, who are a lot of motherfuckers' favorite rappers now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got Earth Gang, we got Boss, we got Kaz, we got Ari
Jaddy,
Lennox,
Jid.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. You wouldn't have Candy Crush if you didn't have Angry Birds. You know what I'm saying? But
Now
that's
Where
I
my
need
Temple
you
Run
to
boys
like-
at? Come on.
I need you to do a 1-to-1 comparison of all the Apple iPhone games to the members of Dreamville.
Who's Temple Run,
I
buddy?
will. Yo, Temple. Ooh. Who is Temple Run? Yo, he could
Temple
be
Run kind of be like Temple
He's
Run
just
kind of JID.
phone
He fast as
games.
fuck.
Deadass.
Mhm.
No, but I definitely think Angry Birds just because of that aspect. Also, it does get boring. You know what I'm saying? It is a pretty chill game. You play it in between like McDonald's orders, and then you know what I'm saying. You go back home and you play some real fucking games. But at the same time, I can't lie. I do like J. Cole. I do like his music sometimes. So
No, I like
I
J.
don't know.
Cole.
I'd be willing. I'd be willing to switch to the Minecraft side, but I did have to get the Angry Birds bit out there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that take. Thank you for sharing
too.
that.
Thank
I like
you.
the take. I think I'm still Team Minecraft here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Minecraft was very compelling. I'll go with that too.
Yeah, I'll rock with that. So, final thoughts. It's Minecraft. J. Cole's Minecraft.
Yes.
All right, we cooking.
Good old
We cooking then.
That's really funny to me because I've been working with kids a lot as like a side job, like subbing and teaching after school stuff, and they're so fucking into Minecraft. So it makes me giggle to like swap out Minecraft for J. Cole, and these like middle schoolers and these elementary school kids are listening to like I'll fold your clothes for you. That shit like
Yo.
corrects me.
Yo.
Up.
Take a seat, baby
It's a
girl.
great
You've been all
song.
my mind.
That's a great song, bro.
It's grippy.
I say for fun a nickname. Oh my goodness.
Oh, gee. Okay. After J. Cole, we got another one that I think will be very interesting to see what everyone has to say about. We got Kanye.
Oh boy.
Yay, Kanye West. I don't know who wants to take this. Start this off.
Nico should start it off because I think we
Nah.
each just started off the past three.
I started off Pokemon, did I not? Oh no, that
Oh,
was Jabari.
no, you didn't.
Jabari, you
You
started off.
It's all you, big dog.
I don't have a very strong take for this because I was sort of struggling, but I had that Kanye is Sonic, and I'll tell
Me
you
too.
why.
Me too.
Great minds. Okay, so then I'm interested in, and maybe we can sort of duo this. But my thought is kind of simple, in that like when they came out, they were super revolutionary and sort of different from the pack, just in aesthetic quality and in attitude. You know, I mean, Sonic was combating the squeaky clean Mario, who was kind of leading the platformer pack with this like super 90s Bart Simpson attitude, you know, where Kanye was kind of doing a similar thing where he was combating the like gangsta rap and the bling era with that sort of backpack style of rapping and that sort of like outcast is in the word, not the group, and that sort of like semi nerdy but kind of only nerdy in aesthetic, not really nerdy in attitude feel. And and on a sort of content level with the music and the gameplay, it was really far removed from everything that was kind of going at the time. And now it has sort of distorted and morphed into a really like former shell of itself, and all the fans are like, I miss the old Kanye, I miss the old Sonic, I want to go back to the adventure era, I'm sick of the boost era, I'm sick of Kanye being an anti-Semite. And like I think man, I lost my train of thought. But
You're cooking though.
thank you. I no, I really don't have it. Jules, do you want to say anything since we're pitching for the same team?
So here, similar points that Jabari was making earlier with Sonic. I think Kanye had a strong start, has some strong games, and to this day, I mean, he even made a song about it. They missed the old Kanye because he was just so prevalent, so ahead of his time, and especially too, right? He started off with like this, like, you know, this Christian situation, right? Like he's got like God's a big part of everything, and like,
and Sonic is also famously Catholic.
Sonic is also famously like edgy out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like Kanye's early shit was just fire early shit, and then when he finally got his like actual like fire, you know what I'm saying, great albums, you know what I'm saying, like the Sonic Adventure series, let's say, it had a completely different take that nobody, you know, saw. Nowadays, Sonic's still dropping some pretty good games, but that's now. In between Sonic Adventure and like, let's say, the past couple years, where we got like, you know, Sonic Mania, Sonic Superstars, Sonic Frontier, which Sonic Frontier is, you know, 50-50 on whether or not you like it or not, but it is fun. But like in between, like Sonic Forces and all that other shit, fucking, you know what I'm saying, like, you might not like it, you might not. Sonic 06, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people really don't like that shit. I don't like a lot of Kanye's, like, you know, music, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think I heard the last album, to be honest with you. But, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I feel like, you know, a lot of people don't play fucking Sonic games anymore, you know what I mean? But in the beginning, or even in what I would like to call the golden era, where you got, like, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders, Sonic Unleashed, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these games coming out for PS2, PS3, them shits was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, it's really just the core fan base. It's really just core fan base of Kanye listening to Donda. I ain't listening to Donda. The fuck I look like listening to Donda? It's not even cover art.
I also think you sort of brought me back to the last point that I was going to make, and I agree with everything that you're saying, Jules. I think you're spitting right now. But like, I also think that the fan perception of the artist, of the franchises, have like incredibly and negatively impacted both Kanye and Sonic in similar ways, in that the fans don't know what they want, and they keep shouting out, we want this, but then in another breath it's, we want this. We want to do another Generations. Oh, but actually we want Adventure. Oh no, but go back to Heroes and go back to this, that, and the other. Same thing with Kanye. It's like, oh, we want that fucking Late Registration. Oh no, we want Graduation. Actually no, bring back fucking The Life of Pablo, 808s, you know. And these are all like distinct things with distinct choices and distinct styles in gameplay and music. And now it's because that we're, you know, you have all these voices in your ears, the stuff that both things are coming out with are super misguided and are sort of just, they're both sort of like throwing fucking spaghetti at the wall and nothing is sticking. So I think that like they're similar in that like the outside perception has like completely sort of turned the Sega and the Sonic and the Kanye good music brain into soup.
Yeah.
I like everything. I honestly like everything you're saying. But I have one that I think fits. For me, I feel like Kanye, I think a good representation for Kanye is actually the God of War series.
Okay.
I think the God of War series represents Kanye in a way, mostly because of like the visceral shift in like gameplay and who Kratos is as a character. Kind of like how with Kanye,
He is a god.
and I'll be real with you, right? I think you guys could probably see it too. there's a pre-Don, there's a pre-Donda and the post, like, you know, when Donda passed.
Post-Donda.
That's Kanye's
Okay.
mother.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his shift and everything about him change.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of how Kratos' entire personality changes in the later God of War games.
Once he loses his father.
Loses his father, and he loses,
Mm.
and his you know, starting off his new family, you know, Kim, Saint, and all that kind of stuff, and like him trying to be the father, you know, he never had and stuff like that. Kratos is trying to be is mostly focused on trying to be a father to Atreus in these new games.
Wow.
And it also works with him career-wise. Kanye was one thing. Kanye was one thing, you know, in the graduation, the 808s era. I'd like to say like the big shift was probably like I'd like to say My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
That's
is when we started like getting another version of him. It's either there or Life of Pablo, one of the two.
I think you're on the money with Twisted Fantasy.
But yeah, you get your big
that
shift.
came Yeezus, right?
I believe so. I think.
Yeah,
it
Yeezus was like
after Life of Pablo, yeah.
no, because Life of Pablo came
No,
out
that was
after
before.
Yeezus.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so it would be My Dark Beautiful Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
That's when you really start seeing like the Kanye that we see now. You know, is around that era, and a lot of this is happening like after, you know, the passing of his mother Donda. And again, such a big visual shift, and like you guys are mentioning with the Sonic fan base wanting we want the old Sonic, we miss
Kanye.
all that, you know, fuck the boost, the boost mechanic and all that kind of stuff. It's the same thing with the God of War crowd right now, because a lot of the core audience of God of War is just kind of like, oh, we hate him, we just want to be angry, the whole time, you know.
We
miss the old Kratos, you know.
Is that though?
We
Is
miss
that
the
how
old
the
mechanics.
fan base feels?
It honestly
'Cause-
is, yeah. I hear it all the time within the fan base. We miss the old Kratos. We don't like this whole like we don't like this whole like rehabilitation like side of him. We want to be who he was before. Even the creator himself says he thinks the new guys neutered Kratos in the new games. I vehemently disagree, but yeah, I think Kratos, not only as a character, but God of War as a series, maps Kanye so well. With everything, as a family man, as an artist, and how their careers are kind of went. And even though you guys are saying like a lot of Kanye's fans are just kind of like wanting the old like Kanye, what a lot of them do, Kanye's still very wildly successful with his new fans that are liking his new stuff.
Racist, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still wildly successful with that. We can't forget, you know, when he was putting out like the Donda concerts and everything like that. Like they were selling out like it was nobody's business. When they were live streamed, everyone were buying tickets to watch
the Sunday service,
you know? Yeah, the Sunday service stuff. Like it's still wildly successful, just with a different type of audience, just like the new God of War crowd. Because with me, I'd like the old God of War, but I love the new one.
That's me too.
So that's my consensus. I think God of War fits Kanye damn near perfectly. That's what I think. Darius, you
for
have
my
anything?
game, I'll piggyback off of what you just said about his fan bases, because a lot of young people still like Kanye. People younger than us like Kanye.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like he's garnering more and more fans with like everything that he does. It seems like his content and the things that he will do is timeless, which is exactly why I'd compare him to like World of Warcraft. That's what I'm thinking. Timeless game. When World of Warcraft came out, it was more like, what type of game is this? What anagram is this? Like, it was interesting. The same way when Kanye came out, he was interesting. They've generated their fan base, so now they're timeless. They could do what they want. And what's a better example of I missed the old video game when WoW brought back WoW Classic a couple years ago. When they did that, their fan base went crazy. They brought back the original game. What's more, I missed the old version than that, right? Not only that, but they even have expansions for their games. Expansions bringing out different story, different content. And the way I see Kanye is just like, dang, we just got a Christian expansion. Dang, we just got like our Vultures expansion.
And he
Like-
dropped the Life of Pablo and started adding shit to it and changing things as it was on the streaming platform.
Yeah, like as the years have gone on and he's become more and more manic with his decisions, it really feels like every other month we're getting a Kanye expansion pass, bro. Like, oh, we got the Trump X Kanye expansion the other day. Like,
Not the Trump X Kanye.
ridiculous. It's something new. Whenever he does something, it's something different. Like, it's not the same as the last thing. Like, that's.
I mean, that's debate. I think that's a little debatable for me, at least with his newer content. I don't know.
Well, I mean, not just his music. I'm talking about in general, because in general, it's just been like he's been upping the ante with the things that he's been doing. The same way they're trying to make each WoW expansion different from the last.
Just trying to see how much he can get away with. And I think, you know, what's interesting too is, I mean, this is just more so on like his career and stuff. There's some people that don't think he's ever fallen off. They think that since
I don't think he's
his
ever fallen
inception,
off, personally.
No,
Yeah,
not fallen off, but
either.
like, you know, like made bad music. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that every album has been a hit for them with Kanye.
Very debatable. Extremely debatable.
I can't say the same, you know? Like,
I can't
even
say the
like
same either.
Ye, his album Ye was garbage. No offense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Vultures, I'm pretty sure he made Vultures for the Playboi Carti fan base. That's what it was. Like, I didn't mind Donda. Honestly, Donda has a couple of songs on there that aren't too bad. Not to mention, he dropped that album and it was completely clean. There wasn't an explicit version of that album. So I actually really respect that, because when you listen to clean rap, usually it doesn't sound good. But the fact that he like went that extra mile, that extra step to like pre-clean it, made it sound a little bit better as well.
Sidebar, just on clean music. Do y'all remember when Steady Mobbin came out on the radio with fucking Lil Wayne and shit? And it was just, this is Lil Wayne. Because his whole verse was ho, bitch, and
Listen,
pussy.
my personal favorite is Stan. Oh, with Eminem.
That one is so good.
That later
clean
part
version is fucking incredible. It's
once he gets in the car, it's just like half the verse is just cut out completely.
It's literally
Like for a
shut
solid
up.
like 5 or 6 seconds, it's just silence. And the beats in the background.
Silence.
No. The a real good one is actually really recent. It's like that. Metro Boomin feature Kendrick.
I've heard it.
I be driving to work listening to Hot 97, and it's literally if I would say maybe 10 words in Future's verse are in the clean version.
Ay. But I mean, that's what it is. That's how it has to be on the radio.
Yeah, unfortunately. That shit reminds me too of what was that Drake song that came out in middle school, bro? Like,
You lost me,
it's
buddy.
where YOLO was born.
The motto?
The motto. That one, same shit. They used
I
to play
forgot
that
about
shit
that
in
song
school
completely.
and that
Man,
shit was a
They
cultural
played that at the
wave.
club yesterday.
You fucking
Bro,
No
I went to a fucking like island party at this club that's where we live. Straight fucking Afro beat. And then they like had a rap intermission and they played fucking Soulja Boy, and I was like, this is not what I fucking came for.
They played like old Soulja Boy though, right?
Yeah, old fucking. They're playing like straight
Is
hits
there
from
new
like
Soulja
2000.
Boy?
They were playing hits from like 2007, and I was like,
Boy,
this
you
is
ain't hear
not
that
a
Rick and Morty
throwback.
boy?
Bro. Ass.
Asshole, bro.
I didn't come to the Afrobeat party to hear fucking you.
Listen, there's no motherland. Doesn't go much more motherland than that, buddy.
The only song I give him is "Kiss Me Through the Phone."
Afrobeat type beat, you know?
That's the only song I give him. Like if we at a club and they playing a Soulja Boy song, it has to be "Kiss Me."
If
Through
they
the Phone.
play
That's the
"Ya
only one.
Bitch," I'm
I mean, I love
breaking
that
somebody's
song.
head with a chair. That's my shit. Ya why?
Somebody
Yeah,
with a
drink,
chair.
yeah.
Why isn't Soulja Boy on this goddamn list?
Why
We
is
need
Soulja
Soulja
Boy
Boy
We
on
should
here.
we should redo this with just meme rappers. That would be so
Got a
fun.
little B
No,
on
no,
there.
no, no. We can do another one. Don't
Canyon.
worry. We do gotta
Nick
finish this one up, though.
Canyon.
We do gotta finish
Not
this
just
one
yeah,
up.
say
yeah.
Nick Canyon.
We've been on this tangent for a minute.
We do need a consensus on Kanye.
Yeah, so we got 3 options. I think they're all pretty viable. I don't know.
Me too.
Good
They're all
cases.
viable for their
All
own reasons.
Good case.
All great
Mhm.
points.
We have Sonic, we have God of War, and we have World of Warcraft. Which I wasn't thinking about World of Warcraft. That caught me off guard.
I was leaning more towards League of Legends. For some strange reason. I don't know
Always
why.
gotta
I
have a
had it
league.
written here
Always
first.
gotta have a league reference here.
Gotta
Always.
League
shout it out
mentioned?
sometime. But it was really the expansion passes and the WoW Classic that made me settle on that one for Kanye.
The
know, for
thing that
me-
I'm. Go ahead, Jabari.
Yeah, for me, like why God of War just kind of fits so well for me is because I think it fits his career and it fits him as a person, just like a glove. Very much so. Just like by as a person, just more like the character Kratos. You know, I think the tonal shift between them just fits with how Kanye's whole vibe just kind of shifted as well. You know,
Yeah.
and then just how
That
the
makes
fan
sense,
base reacted to it at the same time. And also, again, with the games as well, it fits as well with the games and the gameplay and mechanics and everything, because it's all, we miss the old God of War. You know, we want the old God of War back. We miss the old Kratos. We need that. I think that's even more prevalent than the Sonic fan base. I don't know.
I enjoy the God of War comparison for the like black and white difference between Kratos' personality change and Kanye's personality change. Because Kanye was this backpack rapper being like, girl, I want to treat you right, but whatever the
Bush
fuck.
did 9/11. You know that guy.
and there's just this like steady decline into just nonstop debauchery where like Kratos has had the opposite, where he's just like fucking goddesses like they're prostitutes, and now he's like, son, you need to be respectful. Chop that tree. You know, like straight suburban dad nonsense. Like, and so I enjoy that, and I also think like I'm looking at the list of games we have right now, and just for like pure variety, I think I will switch to the God of War camp, just for variety on the list that we have.
I'm okay with that as well.
Jules?
I'm willing to switch.
Fight back, Jules.
But that's here's my thing. I'm willing to switch because I didn't think of that, and that's a great way of going about it. Although when Nico said that it's a reverse situation, that also kind of made me go, because it is. It is, you know, like in the new games, he's not really, like, of course he's all about godhood, but not really, you know, he's trying to teach his kid, he doesn't even tell his kid that they're gods, right? Where in the other one, he's like, I am the God of War, and he wasn't even the original God of War, you know what I mean?
I'm going to kill you all, yada yada,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Right? Right? But then,
You know, like
type shit, but I feel like Sonic in the franchise right now is on that type shit where like they're building up so much speed, pun intended, especially with the Year of the Shadow shit, and they're, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to get back to the peak of where they were, and I feel like once the movie drops, once all these games drop, that's when they're gonna announce Sonic Adventure 3, and then it's really gonna go crazy. But
yeah, right.
Sounds like a
This year, Jules.
This
This
is
year,
like a
is what I'm
This is
saying.
the
This
year.
is the year they'll do it. That's right. That's right,
Sonic fan.
Jules.
But
That's right.
look, I'm not gonna sit here on my soapbox any longer, because everybody's already defected to God of War, and God of War is a great it is a great comparison. So I'm gonna side with God of War.
Hey, the God of War agenda is
God of War agenda.
This is
No,
what future
facts.
liberals want.
All right.
Oh shit.
Kanye is God of War. All right, perfect.
Honestly, kind of a goated comparison. I'm not gonna.
Sure
I mean,
It is good. It's
I
good.
mean,
Yeah, get that dirt off your shoulder, Jabari. Let's go.
come on. Jay-Z not on here, but you know what I mean? Just a
Yo,
little bit, you know?
facts.
Type shit.
All right. So next up, the penultimate rapper we have on here. We have Tyler, the Creator. So guys,
Man.
Is he?
he's
the
another
penultimate?
one that I was having a bit of a hard time with.
Okay.
Another one. Tyler is such a unique case for me, you know? Because it's more like how I looked at Tyler is more along the lines of like I guess you could say similar to Kanye, but in a different kind of sense. Because Tyler was one thing where he was this brash, he was this very rebellious, kind of guy. That's how we all kind of saw him as, Then eventually, he just went like, nah, I gotta lock in. I gotta make this music shit for real. You know what I mean? And I see his new like the previous like the trilogy that we've been having as just kind of an evolution of Tyler the Creator, and he's just gonna keep evolving. He's so young,
Mm-hmm.
He's at the point where we can't even predict like what he's going to do next. And like
Bossa Nova album.
I had a hard time trying to find a series that kind of depicts that. I jumped between like Assassin's Creed because they kind of like evolved the gameplay into something else, and then I thought about like I thought about in another sense I thought of Persona, where Persona was kind of like Persona was more like an underground kind of series most of the time. Like it was more like an RPG where it's like, oh yeah, Persona. No one ever tried it though. No one really cared to try it. They knew of it through word of mouth and stuff like that, but that's about it. But it had the one game. Tyler had the one album that actually shot him to the mainstream. With Persona, that was Persona 5. And now it's a household name. Everybody knows Persona. Everyone's aware of it. They're re-releasing, the old titles. It's at the point where they could do whatever they want. They're putting out freaking like dancing games for Persona 5 and shit in the Persona series, fighting games for the Persona series, freaking tactical RPGs and freaking what do you call those games? The freaking the warrior style games, like Pirate Warriors and stuff like that, like Dynasty Warriors. They're throwing those out.
Like hack and slash shit.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what they call that shit. Like they putting that out. It's like the world is your oyster at this point. I feel like that's kind of the point of Tyler as well. Then I also thought Tyler is in the vein of like, oh, Tyler can kind of do whatever, and you can't really predict Tyler and what he's gonna do and stuff like that. I kind of thought of WarioWare, and it kind of goes to like that. Like Tyler's a very zany kind of guy, That's WarioWare. WarioWare is zany.
I like this.
It's goofy. It's different. You never know what they're going to say or what they're going to do next in WarioWare. You just gotta like keep up with it, and try to stay with that lane. So even to this point, I still don't know what like my like actual pick for Tyler is, but Persona and WarioWare are kind of like my top picks.
I think I can help you out with that if
please.
you'd like to hear my take.
Please.
So you were really touching on the fact that with like as time progressed, as each album dropped, he improved. I don't want to say improved. He more so just adapted what he really felt about music into each album, and as it more and more became like more alternative than just like the underground dark rap that we knew him for. And he became real mainstream with his newest albums. And I think the best series to compare that to, here's my next required shout out for the day, would be FromSoft and Dark Souls.
I knew. I'm like, someone's gonna get this, bro. Someone's gonna get this.
So like, he dropped Bastard, and people were listening to it, and he's like, oh, he's over here saying slurs and stuff. That's pretty weird. I can't fuck with that. When Demon Souls and Dark Souls came out, people looked at the game, so like probably tried it, saw how hard it was, didn't play the game. saw how janky it was, how
That was
like
me with Bloodborne. I
how
couldn't get past
incomplete
that
it
first
was,
Mhm.
and they didn't play the game. But as each game came out, as Dark Souls 1 came out, as Dark Souls 2 came out, as Dark Souls 3 came out, they consistently improved the game. I think for sure from Bastard to Wolf is like Dark Souls or the original Demon Souls to Dark Souls 3, because Dark Souls 3 is like the culmination of all those games, and you're like, "Oh, I see what they were cooking with those games." The same way from Dark Souls 3 all the way up to Elden Ring. Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, they did something different each game. They were trying to improve on their original craft, and they ended up with the Elden Ring. The same way how Tyler ended up with the Igor. You get it?
Yeah.
Like, you get me? So like with Igor, that really put him on the map. That's when everybody was like, yeah, he's him. When Elden Ring came out, that's when everybody started playing FromSoft games, to be honest. Like, people liked Sekiro, people liked Bloodborne, but when the open world Elden Ring came out, that is when people really started playing FromSoft. That's when they really started fucking with it. And I think it's a perfect
I think the
comparison
big part
to
of that's
Tyler.
kind of Kai Sanat, but that's me.
Bro.
I mean, even before Kai played the game, it won Game of the Year. It came out, and he ain't played the year it came
For
out.
the gamers. But yeah, I see what you're saying there.
I think the community's real tight knit as well. Like, if you like Dark Souls, you're going to play Dark Souls. If you've been listening to Tyler since day one, you're still
stop.
listening. You're still listening to Tyler. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Jules.
I mean, I think we all got a W here. I think this is this Darius's time to shine.
I just know.
Jules, you can take it.
I have a similar concept but different game. Final Fantasy. I think
that was one of the ones I thought of.
I think for the same reasons as Dark Souls, but just because it's a different game. I mean, it's the game that I play more often. Like, I feel like, he's always been good, right? He's always been revolutionary in some way, shape, or form. That's how he stays. That's how he got become relevant, stays relevant, right? Each game, and I would say you're absolutely right. From Goblin to like Wolf, right? That's like the pixel games. You know what I'm saying? They're all kind of an improvement on the same formula in different ways. Then we get to like the newer Final Fantasies, where it's like everyone is a different one. Like Final Fantasy 16 and 15, completely different, but they're also completely different from Final Fantasy 13 and 10. You know what I'm saying? And 12, and like they're like always completely different, but at the same time, still has the elements of Final Fantasy. Still has fire shit going on. Still has crazy shit going on. There's some crazy shit. There's some crazy. You know what I'm saying? He might not be saying slurs in every. Actually, he might be. Actually, I think he still says slurs in every album, and he still says some shit that you listen, and you go, "Wow, can you still say that?" But it's fire though. And as much as you got the old people, still listening to him, he's getting new fans. You know what I'm saying? When he dropped Igor, became hip hop album of the year, which, I mean, is it a hip hop album? Who fucking knows? But he still got that shit. Right? He still got that shit though, right? And then after dropping that, like, let's say Final Fantasy 16, right? Final Fantasy 16 was not your average Final Fantasy game, and it got mad hype, got mad people to love it, whatever. Then they dropped Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, like Call Me When You Get Lost, which is more of his rap shit, and people still bug out about it because it's fire and it's the best rap shit he's dropped in years. And so I feel like Final Fantasy, and then also we want to talk about his other sides of the career, you know what I'm saying, his spin-offs. They've done movies, they've done games that are Final Fantasy games, but not RPGs.
Got a perfume line.
Fighting games, right? They got a perfume. There's fighting games.
Fire ice cream, bro.
There's all this shit. There's books, you know what I'm saying? And then also Square Enix has like partnered with other people, you know what I'm saying? The reason we got Kingdom Hearts and shit is because of them and shit like that. And we got all these other things. And Tyler the Creator, I mean, he had Wolfgang, Off Future type shit. They all went to go do different things, you feel me? But they all kind of stem from that line, and now he's got a fair where they all come together and have fun.
So
All
that's
right.
funny that you say that because I actually have Final Fantasy for our last pick of the day.
Wow.
And
Twin.
not to twin.
Twin.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in everybody's plans because this is so for me, Tyler is Kirby, and I'll tell you why. Because they're both zany and colorful, and they both have really deep, dark lore that nobody wants to fucking talk about. And I think they're still evolving. I think Kirby's last project, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, is Kirby's like best project. And I think that regardless of whatever your favorite is, I think Call Me If You Get Lost is like the evolution of everything that he's done beforehand. And I think they both continue to build on themselves in really successful ways. I think they both emphasize, specifically on the new stuff, travel in similar ways. You know, Kirby be going to space and shit. He be going to the Caribbean. He be hanging out. You know, and same with with Tyler. He be traveling and emphasizing that shit as well.
French girl just a girl just from Fresh Vanilla Ice Cream. He's got his
Yo,
toes out too.
Got his toes out too, and you know Kirby doesn't wear shoes.
So Kirby just got red feet.
Kirby,
It's
listen,
deeper than rap.
It's deeper than rap. Listen, if you don't know the Kirby lore, you gotta look that shit up because you're gonna go, "What the fuck?" Because that shit is dark, similar.
Big iceberg.
Gargantuan.
It's a hell of an iceberg,
Hear me
buddy.
out
It's a hell of an
though. Hear me
iceberg.
out though.
Brother.
Tyler be dropping consistently though, much like Final Fantasy.
I think that's a big on the consistency of Final Fantasy. However, I think Kirby is dropping more consistently, and I think that the big Kirby projects are diverse and eclectic, like Tyler. I think, you know, Kirby's Epic Yarn on the Wii was this like really out of left field thing, but is a really incredible game gameplay wise. I think similarly Flower Boy, and I think that game also introduced Kirby to a new audience. You have something like Flower Boy that's similar, and I'll disagree with you a little bit, Darius, because I think Flower Boy is really the one where he popped off, and I think Igor's more the moment when he really cemented himself as
You're
like,
right.
I'ma stay here and I'm not
That's a good
going
one.
anywhere. And so I think maybe it's not the obvious pick, but I will say for me, it's gonna be Kirby all the way.
And what I'll say, out of these three games, out of these three games, and out of all of us here, like, we like Tyler. Our whole community liked Tyler, but we have to remember that there was a whole another section of the landscape of the world that didn't like Tyler when he came out. You couldn't show your parents Tyler when he first came out because they was over there on Odd Future talking about it smell like bitch in here. Why you got so much necklace?
Why you got so much?
Why you giving me a birthday present with a birthday gift to my birthday? And like that, like we have to remember that's where he came from. And I think out of all the games that we've mentioned, the only game that like really has that, oh, you don't like those older games, honestly, that's totally understandable because those older games were like oddly created. It has weird geometry. You're gonna fall through in random places. It's kind of janky. In the same way, a person comes up to me and says, "Oh, I don't really like the old Tyler." It's like, I mean, that's fair. He's talking about some real controversial stuff, like saying some things that he definitely should not have said. And I bet he looks back at and he's like, you know what? Like, if I said it in the Discord chat, it would have been fine, but I put it on a whole album. So, you know? And I mean, yeah, after he got out of that with his first three albums, after he like finally started to try to take it seriously, it was widely successful. After FromSoft like really understood what it meant to build their worlds and like not just have you walking on a small little tightrope and then falling off of it every single time because people are shooting at you. Like once they really understood like map building, it became real solid games. We got Dark Souls 3, we got Sekiro, we got Elden Ring. Like
one thing I would say too, in defense of like of Dark Souls, for being like the Dark Souls series or even just FromSoft in general, is that like Dark Souls and FromSoft has spanned many a sons, especially in this day and age.
A lot of imitators.
We got freaking what do you call it? We got Liza P. Well, what's that crab game? Another Crab's Life.
Yeah,
that thing is adorable.
Yeah, Another Crab's Treasure, some shit like that.
Yeah, Another Crab's Treasure. That's another one that that's been getting pretty
Dark
popular.
Souls for babies.
Yeah, we're starting to get like more and more coming through. Heck, freaking I didn't even think it was like a Souls-like kind of game, but freaking I know the name. I don't know the name. It's flashing on screen right now. It's flashing on screen right now when I remember it.
Ronin?
No. It's the one with I can't even describe it really without it sounding like so super generic.
But it's another Dark Soul.
How is Elden
another
Ring? Because I've been thinking about that, but again,
honestly,
I don't want to like be mad at the game.
Like, if you want to play the game, I'd tell you to play the game. If you had a Steam Deck or something, I'd tell you to get it on your Steam Deck so you could play it mobile. But it won Game of the Year. Its DLC is like one of the best, well-received DLCs to ever come out. Like, you're gonna play that game and you're gonna enjoy that game. Like, it's good. Like, I'm playing Dark Souls 1 on my Switch, and like I'm sitting here crying at work because I'm sitting here playing. Like, okay, all I have to do is take 2 steps to the left, and then I slide off the map. I literally like go to pick something up and then slide off the map off some geometry and lose 100,000 souls, and it's just like,
God damn, 100.
It's not even my fault. It's not even a get good moment. Like, like the game needs to get good.
It's not my fault.
Like, you're fighting in Dark Souls 1 on maps where there's literally no light. Like, there's nothing there. Like, you're in an abyss.
Similarly, you listen to Bastard, there's no light, there's nothing there, and you're in an abyss.
It's in an abyss.
Okay,
like,
before I fully agree of like Dark Souls and all that, I do think Darius has a very compelling point. Very compelling point. So I'm putting my full stocks into into the FromSoft Dark Souls.
I can't even remember what you pitched, Jabari.
I didn't really have a pitch. That's
Persona
the thing.
and WarioWare.
Oh yeah, no.
Persona and WarioWare. I didn't necessarily have a pitch because I wasn't like I was having such a hard time.
I do see you on the WarioWare though. See you on the WarioWare though. But I think the thing that took me over the edge was Darius is like, you can't show your mama no early Tyler. And I'm
exactly.
Like,
And even more so when you guys say that you have to like really look back at the Tyler lore to understand what's going on. While you're playing their games, you don't know what's going on. The only game with like a real story is Sekiro, and that's because like it's way more linear and like there's like objectives to that game. But when you're playing Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, like if you're not watching a YouTube like breakdown of the story of the game, the only lore you're getting is by picking up the items in the game, reading the items, and like formulating.
I mean, it's another video altogether. It's another video altogether. But I mess with that idea of storytelling.
I think
video games. But like
my only thing with I'm willing to side with Dark Souls just because it's the same concept of Final Fantasy for me. Like in terms of how you explain it and everything. The only reason why I think Final Fantasy or even Kirby might make more sense is because of the Tyler the Creator aesthetic. Whereas
you can't sleep on the Elden Ring visuals, though. I will say that.
Okay, I just let's see. My thing is, I haven't played enough of these games because I just know like Final Fantasy is funky as fuck. Like there's some weird shit that happens There's some talking.
The chocobos
things.
alone, you know, it's just kind of like what the hell's
Chocobos,
going on.
you know what I'm saying? The Moogles.
You got Kate
the
Sith,
fucking-
you know.
You got Kate Sith, which I just met on the game. You know, it's a little funky. It's a little weird. It's a little zany. You know what I mean? But then
I do love a good
haven't played
Moogle.
a lot of these Dark Souls games. I've only played Bloodborne, and I fucking hate that game because there's only one weapon that works, and I didn't pick that weapon.
The saw blade.
Some shit. I picked the sight because it can go short and go
Oh.
long. But then I was watching a walkthrough and this guy was like, "Yeah, pick the whip. That's like the only one." And I'm like, "What?"
I mean, I will say that game looks amazing though.
It does.
Like the same way that Tyler builds his aesthetics and we're like, "Oh, this looks amazing," is the same way that you're gonna play. I'll say Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne is amazing. Sekiro also does their artistry amazingly. But like once you play Elden Ring, Julian, you're gonna be seeing things in the game, and you're just like, wow, like they really
Wow.
they really
This is
built
the crescendo.
like it just looks it looks incredible. Like I really can't say I've played another game that like really had my jaw dropped. Pause because of the artistry.
Mick, that's not a pause,
That's not a
bro.
pause.
That's definitely a
not
pause.
I'm thinking in my mind, like, what's even?
That is definitely a
fuck
pause.
up.
That is
Shut-
definitely a
shut
pause.
up.
It's a pause.
Stop
It's a pause if you
talking.
said that left my mouth agape. But jaw drop, I mean, my jaw drop every time a bad bitch
Jaw
walk
drop's like a
by,
regular
bro.
statement, bro. That's like
Not a
that's nothing new.
Get that homophobia out of here, bro.
Yo, so I had to walk down the street.
Yo,
Pause.
Tyler, yo, Darius, that's not very flower boy of you, okay?
that was definitely very bastard of me, huh?
Very
Quite.
bastard. Oh.
But it just looks really
Fire.
good. Like I feel
I'm
like
convinced.
you play Final Fantasy, and the Final Fantasy experience I have is that like it looks good, but it's still anime. You get what I'm saying? Like it looks great. It looks great. I'm not saying it doesn't look great, but like
Oh my god.
it has
I
that
didn't
anime
realize-
aesthetic
I didn't realize
attached
anime
towards
aesthetic
it.
Doris.
bad.
It's not that it's bad, but when you're
At
comparing
other games, yeah.
that to like the more so real world aesthetic of Elden Ring, and
Yeah.
you're seeing how they have these, you're literally running through these giant cities, these giant, what's the word I'm
This
looking
has turned
for?
into the we
Giant
just turned into the
castles.
FromSoft ways.
I mean, it's
I see what you're saying.
once
It's
you
more,
play it-
it's more realistic.
once you play, like you're just like, wow, I'm surprised they were able to put this all on one game on one open world system. That's really what it is. That's really what it is.
All right, so Tyler, Dark Souls, yeah.
I guess so, man.
I guess
Damn,
so.
my bad.
No, you're
guess so.
good.
I mean, hijack it like that.
Nah,
you
you
good.
did
got
that.
that.
Yeah,
You
that was a
got
great
that.
point.
You got that.
It was a good point. It was a good point.
Phenomenal point.
Okie dokie. So we got our last one.
We're finally
We got our last rapper. We have
Mm.
the immortal, the great
Woo.
Kendrick Lamar.
I remember he was conflicted.
That's usually influence.
Kung Fu Kenny, he was born with a vision.
Kung Fu Kenny, and that's what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna start with my take on this one. There's two of them,
Kung
but
Fu
there's
Panda.
one I'm leaning more
The
towards.
video game.
Nah, yes.
On
Nah,
Nintendo
Cars.
DS.
Cars, the video game. The two I had, but the one that I'm leading with is Tekken. Because every game is fire, but they take long as fuck to drop these games. But every game is fire.
I mean,
Every game is fire. Anytime.
Not
I
to
mean,
say you're
fucking
wrong.
Kazuya and Smash Bros is fire. It's just fire. Tekken is just fire. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about Tekken if they were.
if you
able.
think Tekken's bad, there's something wrong with
Listen.
you. There's something wrong with you.
I'll say now.
You just met Darius. You should have seen this man a few
You
years
should have
ago.
seen that
okay?
man, bro.
You should have seen me back in the
You
day,
should have
boy.
seen this.
Jules,
Like you couldn't get him near Tekken, bro.
This
That's
man
crazy.
had me tilted for years. You know how long I've been trying to get this man to play Tekken with me?
And now he's beating ass.
You want to know how long? Darius, how
How
long have
long?
we known each other?
Since like third grade.
That's how long I've been trying to get this man to play Tekken with me.
Real
This man
fuck.
finally tries Tekken. What happens? Oh, yo, this shit's not that bad. You know?
That's how it starts. That's how
This shit kind of tastes good, bro.
I
That
finally
was-
play Tekken, and look what happens.
You have
I
a fight
hitbox.
stick?
Dude, I have a hitbox.
Full degeneracy.
Look,
Plays
I'm
Tekken
looking
for a day.
How many
Buys
balls
a
that
hitbox.
cost you, bro? Because I've been wanting to get into a fight box, bro.
You can find them for a pretty decent price. You can find them on Amazon, to be honest. They have like decently sized ones, because the one I have is kind of like shaped weird. Like it could be a little longer, or it could be like a little more portable. But you can find them on Amazon for like starting at 30, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow,
30.
yeah, okay.
Starting
'Cause
at
the
30, but like the good ones are going to be like 50, I want to say 50 to 60.
The ones
But it's
that
worth
like
it.
that PlayStation be selling, bro, be like $230, bro.
Oh, don't buy no dang Quanba
God
arcade
damn.
sticks, bro. I had a
What?
Quanba
Did you say
and
Quan
like
Bar? Hell of a
Quanba.
name.
That's the PlayStation arcade sticks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay away from those.
yeah.
Those are for like the beginners.
But I
And
think
you're only
I
a
think
beginner for a
Tekken-
day.
I think Tekken is good. My other choice was Zelda for like a similar reason, but Kung Fu Kenny is Tekken. I'm
think-
putting
Yeah, but
Tekken.
Tekken's goaded. That's the thing
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will
Tekken's
say,
good.
I think you have with this crowd. I think you got better chances with Tekken.
I mean, I got my own pick for him. All right. As much as I love Tekken, as much as I absolutely adore that game. I think Kendrick is more fitting for the Grand Theft Auto franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes a lot more sense. Not
Mm.
only like career wise, but I think it makes a lot of sense just aesthetically as well, especially if you take
Yeah.
into effect Grand Theft Auto 5
or San Andreas, but
or San Andreas, exactly.
Truth. Yeah.
And those are the two games that are most like when you think GTA, those are the two games you instantly think about too.
Can I relate those two games to things real quick to albums? GTA
Sure,
5
sure.
is Damn, and
Yep.
San Andreas is Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
You spit, yo. This is where you would put the bomb noise, Jabari.
But yeah.
Nice.
When I'm I think it just works aesthetically. I think it works career wise because GTA, it gets releases sporadically, you know. Look how long we're waiting for this damn GTA 6 to come out, you know. And it's gonna be pushed back again because the whole SAG-AFTRA thing going on strike again. That's
They're going on
another
strike
video.
again?
They're going on strike again.
I gotta get on my
Pay these
fucking-
niggas, bro. I'm trying
Pay
to
them,
say.
boys. Pay them, please.
Can you just pay
We're
people a
paying
living
you.
wage, bro? Yeah.
Just pay them. That's all you gotta
But
do.
yeah. But Kendrick's albums are like spread out pretty decently. When we're at the point where it's just kind of like Kendrick drops something, we're like, oh my god, guys, Kendrick dropped, and it's like just like a 20-second like not even 20-second, like a 10-second like freaking verse. I'm like, oh yeah, that was gas. I
Goated,
can't wait for
goated.
another 2 years.
My king
You
is
know,
back.
that's Kendrick. That's Kendrick.
New Testament just dropped.
You know. So I think it's like the release schedule of like GTA. Every time a new GTA comes out, it's a freaking event. Everyone's like, all right, guys, batten down the hatches. A new GTA's out. New Kendrick drop. Oh, Kendrick got an album coming out. He's starting a rollout. There's a new Kendrick coming. You know, it's like it's always an event for both of them for when they come out. And then, do I even have to say anything like aesthetic wise? This man reps Compton, to no end. He reps that that street life, from Good Kid, Mad City. Even talks about it on freaking To Pimp a Butterfly. What's it called? And especially with the recent beef,
The Not
and,
Like Us video.
the song of the year, Not Like Us. He's repping Compton to no end.
Song
I
of the
think-
century right now.
Yeah,
Song of the
honestly,
decade. Song of
it's
the
getting
decade,
there.
actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
sir.
getting
It's 2020.
He's now above Drake in streamings. I think he's the most
Which
streamed
that's
person
wild.
on Spotify.
Mhm.
I know that's right. God is good.
All it took was one disc, bro. All it took was a little
Yeah, but
jab
it
at
was
him.
calculated. It was calculated.
Mink, mink, a little beat, right to the chin. But yeah, I just feel like that's what GTA is, and I think it just matches Kendrick almost to a T.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, but also I love Tekken. So if you can convince me, not, you can convince me.
It's crazy that I have this here for my pick.
Mm-hmm.
See, and it sucks that you brought up Tekken because now this game is definitely gonna rival Tekken.
Oh, boy.
And we were just talking about this game as well.
Oh.
So before I mention the game, I will say the reasons as towards why I picked this game. Like we look at Kendrick, a lot of imitators inspired a lot of artists, not just imitators, but inspired a lot of artists. Artists these days all pale in comparison to Kendrick. He's the one. He's that guy. Beloved to this day. He's been loved since the day he's came out. Never misses.
Really
if you listen to an album, there's at least 3 songs that you're gonna save. Never misses.
I think I've saved 3 songs off the Mr. Morale, so that's actually pretty accurate.
So I
Put some
started
respect
off
on that album, Jules.
I started off with Smash. I actually started off with Smash.
Oh,
But the more I thought about it, there's like a couple of imitators of Smash, but I think there's only one genre that really imitates, and that's the anime fighter series. So that's why I picked Budokai, Dragon Ball Budokai series.
Oh my god! Oh my
Interesting.
god!
Because
Yo.
you could say Ninja Storm, but like Budokai,
Were you
that's
here?
the game.
Were you here for the pre-recording where my
I don't think he
whole,
was.
like,
You
my
asking that
pronouns-
question like you know the answer to that.
I forgot. We literally before you got on this call, we were talking about the Sparking Zero, and I was like, my pronouns are DBT3. Like that's my pronoun.
No, your
No,
pronouns
no,
the
no.
entire time.
Your pronouns
Dragon
are
Ball Z
Dragon Ball
Budokai
Budokai.
Tenkaichi 3 is in the building. That's yeah.
I mean, yeah, and like
Wow.
you look at it, like all these anime fighters, they're just imitating Dragon Ball. They're imitating Storm. I really think they're more so imitating Dragon Ball.
Look at what they do
Dragon
to
Ball.
even match a fraction of our power.
Look what they need to imitate a fraction of our power, Mark.
Yo, damn. What
And,
you
like,
got, Nico?
There's no real games that be dropping that are like imitating Tekken, because like Soul's Calibur has been Soul's Calibur, but you don't really see like 3D fighters coming out imitating Tekken. But literally every anime fighter just
You can't
tries
imitate
to beat his
perfection.
games.
I don't know what to say. Why you bother
Exactly.
trying? That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Why bother
Yeah.
trying?
Also, why make a 3D fighter when you can make it 2D?
Because you
Don't
have
shoot me.
Tekken, and Tekken's goaded.
Exactly.
Facts. You let him know, Jabari. You keep that man on the straight and narrow, and he will find.
Yeah, don't
God.
try me, Darius. Don't try me. Me and Jin Kazama, we've been boys way longer than I've known you.
Yo, Devil Chin though.
Damn.
Devil Chin though. That's
Oh,
guy.
my boy over there think you cute. Oh, what do you look like? And it's just Devil Jin.
Well, for my pick, I think this is gonna be an interesting little roundup we got here. We got some excellent selections, and for me, my pick actually came to me almost immediately, and the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And for me, Kendrick is Final Fantasy. They're both highly technical. They both have very specific aesthetics that can be both mature and dark and tongue-in-cheek and light. You know, they can be cold-blooded to the characters, to the people in their stories they don't fuck with, like Sephiroth killing Aerith and Kendrick killing Drake. And they have enormous fan bases that are die-hard, ride or motherfucking die.
Pun intended.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? And every drop is highly anticipated with high replay value. Like this motherfucker Julian is still playing the re-released fucking Final Fantasy VII and listening to Pimp a Butterfly for the 58th millionth time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
T-Pop,
Yo,
it's a classic.
institutionalized is a fucking is amazing.
if I was the president, I'd pay my mama rent.
song.
And so,
Wait, no, yes.
yeah, please.
No,
You gonna play with me?
No. For a second, I thought that was these walls.
Nah.
Same business.
And like, listen. Both Final Fantasy and Kendrick are not the easiest thing to pick up and play. They're not the easiest thing to. It's not the easiest train to hop on.
Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry.
But listen, if you have a guiding hand, if you have someone like Jabari, guiding your way into both of these things, or someone like Jules, these are two people who are obsessed with Kendrick and Final Fantasy. This is why I refer to them. And you have someone
cool.
like that, and your ears and your disgusting gamer fingers are ready to receive it, then you're gonna get really fucking into it. So I think for me, I think there's no debate here.
There is, because we have four compelling arguments.
Hey man, can I have a minute to be dramatic?
I think it's telling that for Kendrick, we got two different games, both action oriented, right? We got two different game genres, both action oriented, right? Really, it's three different games, but I would say that Final Fantasy and GTA are like RPG, open world situations. You get to kill people, but you also get to do
GTA
fun other shit.
Famously an RPG.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing a role, and then
Man, they role play the role playing game.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Open your
facts.
fucking mind, bro.
Third
Hop
Eye
on
Divine.
GTA RP.
Yo, but like, and then like we got these two different fighting games. Now my thing is, see, here's my shit: is that everybody comes up with like these really compelling stories, and it makes me like crumble, to the other side, But I like how you unmuted yourself for the giggle. But I think
What am I good for if not unmuting myself for the giggle?
I think that actually, I honestly don't know. Go ahead.
Because what I will say about Tekken is we haven't had a Budokai game in a while. We haven't had a GTA game in a while. So when they announced those games, people were like ecstatic. When Kendrick drops, it's not really like, right now at least, it's not like a surprise that he's dropping. We know that he intends to make music, but like,
and when he drops, he drops. He doesn't announce something and then delay it.
But when he drops, he drops. So like, that's kind of why I'm excited to compare it to like Dragon Ball. I'm just gonna start calling it Sparking Zero because it's shorter. Yeah. I'll compare more to Sparking Zero. Like with Tekken, like we got Tekken 7, or we get the Tekken and they support it for however long. I don't know if they supported Tekken 6. Did they, Jabari, or was that just like a game? I'm not really sure, because like I know they just supported Tekken 7.
Well, from what I remember, I mean, Tekken 6 is more like, because we're still kind of in that kind of like weird era, where it's like, we have Street Fighter, then we have Super Street Fighter, Super Ultra Turbo, then Super Street Fighter, Super Ultra Turbo, da 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 da.
Yeah.
We had different versions of like Tekken 6, and stuff like that. As far as I'm aware, we didn't necessarily had too much like DLC stuff like that. Granted, that was
like consistent support
years ago.
That was like right before the DLC era came out. But like when
Tekken, no, it was I had it on Xbox and stuff like that, like 360.
Yeah, but that wasn't like. But when they had DLC for games, it was like the Call of Duty type of games that were getting the DLC. It was the 2K that was getting the updates.
Yeah,
like
this is
smaller
around
games
this is around the
really
time
getting that support.
We're like at most we're probably getting like costume packs.
Yeah, costume.
Because like even like Street Fighter, which came out like on during Xbox, on the Xbox 360 era and stuff like that, even they weren't really giving out like, oh, here's the DLC character, It's like, nah, here's Ultra Street Fighter 4 and here's 6 characters that come. Here's 6 new characters that come with this version of the game. You want to play them? You buy that version. You know?
Cuz like I'm trying to like discredit the Tekken here, but like as I think about it, it kind of helps its case more cuz like when Tekken 8 got announced, people were still playing Tekken 7. Like it's not like they were in a drought. The same way that
it's not the full Woody meme of like I don't want to play with you anymore, you know?
Yeah, like I feel like when Kendrick announces or drops his albums, like people are still playing his old music, so there's kind of that attached to it, which is why he's still close to Tekken. But I think the excitement for Dragon Ball and for GTA is like I see that same level of excitement towards Kendrick's next coming album, especially after everything that just happened. Like people are like, oh, what's Kendrick gonna drop? I need to see what he's gonna drop. The same way that we know when Drake drops his next album, it's going to be an even bigger flop than his last few albums. The same way we see a Call of Duty drop come out and we like, bro, we tired of these Call of Duties, bro. Mm-hmm. We tired of it. Mm-hmm. Like. I'm kind of leaning more towards either GTA or Dragon Ball, at least for this discussion, for sure.
All right, time for me to put that nail in the coffin. Okay. So for GTA, I want to go back to the release schedule, right? With GTA, as I mentioned, every game is kind of an event when it comes out. Is a massive deal, and I think even more comparable to Kendrick's releases, with the rollouts and with everything else. It's the anticipation of like, you know, what's this Kendrick album gonna be? You know, where like with GTA, where are we gonna be located? You know, GTA 6 is in Miami. That's a big part that tells us all about the map. If we wonder like, oh, what's Kendrick gonna talk? Because Kendrick's a very interpersonal kind of guy, you know. What's Kendrick gonna be talking about this album? What's he got to say? What sound are we gonna get from Kendrick now? And so we especially think about this now because of PG Lang. You know, he's gonna want to start that off with something different. I think just kind of the aura of both of them are just very much intertwined.
W aura.
They carry the same energy about them. They're both at that legendary status. You know?
But would you not say that Tekken and I'm gonna throw Sparking Zero in there too are not
Tekken's
also
legendary.
at that
So
legendary.
if that's the question, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they're not gonna fall off Tekken. Don't try me.
But hear me out. Here's my thing too with and I might defect to Sparking Zero for the reason that unlike Tekken, the Dragon Ball series has had other situations go on, right? Let's say that stands in for like Kendrick's features and the soundtrack he did, right? That are still blown like fucking Xenoverse is still hot off, you know what I'm saying? It's still getting DLC packs to this day.
You could say the same for GTA.
Which I don't
get. GTA 5.
Same for GTA, but that's the one
but
game.
Like I'd say that they're definitely more so milking it now. I feel like the main GTA community right now is in the RP. Like I don't think people are hopping on GTA and playing some heists. The only people that are doing that are the console players, and that's because they can't RP. But the main mainstay of GTA right now is its RP servers.
What is RP? What do you mean RP?
It's role-playing servers. So it's like they modded out.
It's the most entertaining thing ever. You gotta watch.
You've never seen it like on Twitch or anything?
No, is it like the shorts where it's like, oh, it's Spider-Man and I'm gonna save this person, and then the person like dies in their hands?
So yeah, it's kind of like that. Those people are putting in like specific mods so that they can do the stupidness. Yeah. But like people would like be in the city, like actually working jobs. There's people there that are like that operate as the cops.
Yeah, it's like a complete separate life in there.
So like you can be in the server and you can be trying to like
stuff.
grow tree and like buy guns, and then there's like people there on the server that RP roleplay as nurses for if you get shot and they send you to the hospital.
You ever buy GTA 5 just to fucking work at Publix in the game?
There's people that actually roleplay as cops.
But like my thing
so
is
like
too,
you're
GTA,
going against real people.
My thing is too with GTA. At least for me, I had this problem. I don't know about y'all, but when I was playing on PS3, and then they switched over to PS4 and they stopped supporting PS3, I lost all my shit. Yeah. So I just never went back. I tried, but like, you know when you gotta rob the stores to get money before you like actually start doing shit to get money? When I went back to doing that shit, I was like, this is such small potatoes. I was doing heists making hundreds of thousands of dollars. What the fuck am I doing? Robbing a fucking
washed
store.
Up now.
Yo, washed up, bro. Washed up. So I was like, man, fuck this game.
And I think between the two games, I think the part where Sparking Zero shines the most is the imitation, because I don't think people really are imitating GTA like that. Like open world GTA is open world. GTA argue it's its own thing.
I'd argue GTA set the standard because every game has to be open world, and it's because GTA is such a big deal.
Yep.
GTA set the standard of modern gaming. That's what I'd say. Every game's gotta be open world, bro. That's just a standard thing.
But there was other games coming out at the time that were open world.
Yeah, GTA wasn't the only open world game, and I'd say
it's not. But I think in terms of pure, I think in terms of pure fuckery and like the fuck around and find out of it all, that's like in every game now. I do think that GTA it was a front runner in that pack.
I would say it definitely inspired a lot of games to have more like, I don't want to say Easter eggs, but incorporate more things in the game to get the player immersed. I'll say that it inspired games to pursue immersion a lot more. I can say that for sure.
But I think you know, if we're talking about versatility, I think that the idea that Sparking Zero had like really, I mean, like honestly, every fighting game stands to that. That's the standard. If it's not like, as good,
you can look at those games. Those games are there. You can go on Google, look up anime fighters, and say this game, 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 all imitate.
But they're all but they all imitate it because of its versatility, right? Like you could do much more. It's much more than just like, okay, you're fighting. Yeah, you're fighting, but you could play through the fucking story. You could fuse people and have like whole other things go on. You could do journeys.
Like the more I'm thinking about it, right? Is what's it called? You talk about, you know, how he just got inspiring other games and other franchises and stuff like that. Even then, I kind of push it more towards like when I think about inspiration in rap, and I love Kendrick to death. You know, I love Kendrick, but I put it more into I'm trying to put my words together. My apologies. I put it more into the vein of like people we talked about before already. You know, the Nickis, the Kanyes, the Tylers. You know, I think they're like inspiring a lot more. Or like that. I can like immediately tell you exactly who their children are. You know,
Cap.
I don't know. That's just me.
Listen. Kendrick once said, "I love when you count me out," and I am still in this fucking race. Okay, I will tell you something.
That was a good one.
That was great.
I will tell you something. Final people are still going back and listening and dissecting and finding new details, new material, new insights in old Kendrick. And people.
I didn't say they weren't.
Can I finish and listen?
Can I live?
Can I live? And listen, people are still going back to old Final Fantasy games and like discussing and like reflecting on the influence and those like super iconic moments in those games. So I don't you feel me?
You feel me?
You feel me? Audience, they don't feel me.
No, we're all in the thinking process right now. That's
Yeah,
where
I'm
it
trying
is.
to- I'm trying to
That's
think.
what it is.
My thing is too is like I love all these games. I
Truth.
love all of them. Like
Truth.
Each one has a different reason.
Some more than
a
others. Shout out to Tekken.
different emotion, different memory to be tied to it. But I think, honestly, I think that if we're talking about, I personally think Kendrick not only revolutionized the game, but he always brings the game back to its sporty aspects.
To its roots.
To its roots.
Pun intended.
Bro's got an ego. Bro's got an ego on him.
He's
bro.
always got a huge ego. But it's for that reason that I gotta double down on Sparking Zero, because I think, especially now with Toriyama passing, rest in peace Toriyama, like it was really bringing it back to the roots of, because also too we got Xenoverse 2, which is like it wishes it was Budokai, and the way that it plays, but it's not. Here we are coming back to what we came here for, what we listened for. And honestly too, after watching the Not Like Us music video and seeing that little bit that he does in the beginning and everything, I think this next album's gonna be back to that Compton wild shit.
Sure hope so.
I'd say that.
And it's wildly anticipated, like this Sparking Zero. Remember when I was talking about Tekken?
How could I forget? How could I forget?
If I'm gonna defect to a team, I do think that I am Team Tekken for this one.
Team Tekken. All right, that just leaves me and you, Darius.
I wanted to say, as far as Final Fantasy is concerned, is that these new games, the rebirth of Final Fantasy, when I think of Kendrick now, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking like this era, this arc we're in right now is kind of like a Kendrick rebirth. Because before this, we kind of got like
reincarnated. I was
we kind of got like him making the music and like just trying to be the best. Like that's what we've been having before this year. It was him trying to be the best. But now he just dog walked everybody's number one. Everybody's number one. He just dog walked the number one on paper. So it's like, now we get to see a different form of Kendrick where it's like, yeah, now he is the best. And he gets to, it might not even be his final form, but now he gets to like actually flex, because it's like, I am the best. I've been saying I wanted to be the best, and now I've proved that I'm the best. So now this is going to be like a nice little, hopefully not just a victory lap. Hopefully it's a rebirth, and he's able to like pursue and change way more after this album. I don't want it to be like type shit. I don't want it to be like a Call Me If You Get Lost, because that's a victory lap. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, here's some songs. I'm happy where I'm at right now. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be like a little change in how he wants to pursue things. Hopefully he'll stay more like, hopefully he'll be a little more media facing after this album comes out, because he don't like to be in the spotlight. But like you said, Jabari, with PG Lang, like maybe that will change things.
Maybe.
So you're saying Final Fantasy?
I'm saying Final Fantasy now.
Let's go.
Okay. So what is it? What is it? Out. So, all right. But before we go anything,
this is tough.
Jules, what's your pick again?
I don't know yet. I'm between Sparking Zero and Final Fantasy. I forgot about Tekken, to be honest.
Final Fantasy, baby.
I think of all the fighting of all the fighting games to compare him to now, after hearing all the takes and even thinking of some takes myself, Sparking Zero would be it. But also, God, I love Final Fantasy, and I love it more than a lot of games. Much like Kendrick, I love him more than a lot of rappers.
For me, this is so difficult. Yeah. I think we all made some compelling takes.
Facts,
for whoever we got,
for real.
And so it's at the point where, like, out of everyone, I was expecting this to be one of the easier ones. You know, genuinely. But I guess I'm pushing towards anything. I guess that final push from the Final Fantasy delegation. I think I'm leaning more towards Final Fantasy now. So I think I'm gonna
either Final Fantasy or Sparking Zero, for sure.
I'm gonna throw one more thing in there, and it's this whole thing that both of those games that you just mentioned are anime ass games, and Kendrick Lamar is an anime shonen protagonist. He wants to get stronger. He goes and fights the biggest people, beats they fucking ass,
gets and power scaling out of nowhere,
and then celebrates by playing the song 7 times. Like celebrates like he
7
just
times.
won the World
Final
Series.
Fantasy 7 times.
7 times. And you know what? I'm gonna go to Final Fantasy because honestly, in true battle rap fashion, I don't think Kendrick will ever stop, even if he says he wants to, because this Final Fantasy ain't for your fans to see.
Ooh. Bars.
Wop, 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 wop.
Cloud, fuck him up.
Yo, and listen, let's be real. If Kendrick is Cloud, Sephiroth is Drake, because Sephiroth and Drake both think they bad bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Sephiroth kind of a bad bitch. I'm not gonna lie, but hey,
I mean he is a bad bitch.
I'm just trying to say, like don't go after my goat like that.
No disrespect.
Don't count him out.
Disrespect. Don't count.
Okay, so Kendrick, Final Fantasy. We're set on that, yeah?
Final Fantasy.
All right, cool. Kendrick is Final Fantasy.
Let's go.
All right, after an extensive period, I didn't even think we were even gonna go this long.
Yeah.
This became a lot more deep than I was expecting it to be.
It's deeper than rap.
Which is good. It's gonna be fun for me to edit later. Def gonna have to. But anywho, want to thank y'all for hopping on here with me.
Wait, Jabari, can you recap for us what the final list ended up being?
Oh, please, sure. Okay, no problem. All right. So first off, we got Drizzy, BBL Drizzy. Drake is Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty. Nicki Minaj ended up being. Nicki Minaj ended up being. Oh wow! Look at that! I didn't write it down. This is hard.
Pokemon.
And it's been 2 hours.
To freedom!
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon.
Nicki Minaj is Pokemon. J.Cole is Minecraft. Hell of a statement.
This is fucking amazing, dude.
Oh god. Shit, who's next, bro? Kanye's God of War.
He is a god.
In his own mind,
his own fucking mind.
Taylor. Beyonce had album of the year.
Yo, that's the old VA for fucking God of War to the new VA for God of War.
Yo, for real.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator. You guys are too funny. You're making me laugh and forget shit. I hate you guys.
It's Dark Souls.
There you go. Taylor's Dark Souls. And Kendrick Lamar, after being mentioned 600 times throughout this entire episode, is Final Fantasy. It finally got its lick.
Yeah.
It found its home.
Yo.
With Kendrick.
And can I say that on paper, this list that we just made, is so fucking silly. But the fact that we can get together and talk seriously about it and actually back it up and actually talk about statistics and like reality and shit, it gives me hope for entertainment. Because when you're trying to be an entertainer and work in entertainment, man, every day you're like, man, is this the right shit? Should I just do nursing? And talking about this shit makes me know. It makes me know that yes, I should probably do nursing, but I'll be happier being in entertainment. So thank you guys.
Yeah, no, this was a blessing for real, for real.
This is fun. I already know what the thumbnail is gonna be. It's just gonna be freaking Steve from Minecraft = J.Cole. Nothing else on there.
It should be who's that Pokemon, and then a silhouette of Nicki Minaj.
From Anaconda.
We got options. We got options.
Girl, you got options, buddy.
Yo, do it, Tyler, and drop different thumbnails.
Should we change the thumbnail every week?
Yeah, do that YouTube algorithm setting where you can put multiple thumbnails and it'll like test out which one gets the most retention. Could be cool.
Is that a real thing?
That was a thing.
Yeah, that's a new thing on YouTube. Yeah. You can set up multiple thumbnails.
That's what I'm doing now. The hell?
It'll pick which one gets the most retention.
That's pretty interesting.
But yeah, though. Thank you guys for joining. Anything anyone wants to plug before we sign off?
Yes. This is a little early, but if you are an educator or a school for some reason listening to this, and you are located in
wouldn't they be? It's one of the biggest podcasts out there.
You're right. Listen, to all my educators out there, if you like hip hop, which clearly you do because you made it all the way to the end here, my children's musical, The Busy Bee's Great Adventure, is going up again this October 21st to the 25th. July 29th, tickets become available on archcenter.org/education. It's $15 per student, teacher, and chaperone. I repeat, if you like hip hop, and clearly you do, come on down to the Adrian Arch Center of Miami-Dade County and get yourself some tickets to The Busy Bee's Great Adventure, a great hip hop musical about environmental preservation.
I do want to say this as someone who has watched The Busy Bees, who has sat down and was just taking it all in. The Busy Bees are goated.
Goated for sure.
Ending everything there. Mr. Grainz.
Yo, DJ Grainz, but I'm a part-time rapper as J London, JAYLONDON. There's a space in between those two names. If you search me up on all the streaming platforms, I got mad hits, mad bangers, and
I'll have a link to Spotify in the description.
Yes, sir. And I got some fire shit on YouTube, and you can follow me on Instagram at JLONDON322. Great.
We're cooking. Mental appearance. Type beat. Yeah. Thank you everyone that stayed to the end. You guys are honestly troopers.
Yeah, we've been here for
Love y'all.
Yeah.
Share. Let us know, who fits for you. Let us know if our picks were good or if they're actually trash.
Tell us how trash our takes are in the comments.
Yeah, your opinions.
Especially after Kendrick. Kendrick, we were that was a brawl. That was a brawl.
If you skipped to just the Kendrick part, because that's all you cared about, we love you too.
Facts. You should put the YouTube chapters for each part, and you're gonna see how longer the Kendrick is than everything else.
Oh, that's the plan. But yeah, once again, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
I love y'all boys. Hell yeah.